Welcome back to Mega Man X. X marks the spot, matey. We gotta have our fabled rematch with Launch Octopus. We're gonna launch an Octo right up his puss. That's disgusting. Wasn't there some Beatles song about like Octopus Garden or something? I was never a Beatles guy because I'm not 75, but I do remember that. Yeah, I think I heard it actually. It goes, there's an octopus in me garden, ho, ho, ho. I can see why they were the most popular group on Earth. With classics like that. I think I got the attack pattern down this time. Maybe we can just outlast him if not. What could possibly go wrong? You know, speaking of octopus-related media, wasn't there some kind of James Bond thing back in the day? It was called like Octopussy or something. I wouldn't be surprised. They certainly love their double entendres. I assume that's how you pronounce that word. And then in Austin Powers, they just completely were just totally blatant with all the innuendos. That they had a character who was a Japanese lady who was just named Fukumi. That is some funny stuff, I must say. No wonder that was a multi-million-dollar franchise with jokes like that. I wish I could write such highbrow stuff. What do we got next? Flame Mammoth? They could have like Flaming Mammoth and he could be... he could just be, well, you know, flaming. You can probably fill in the blanks on that one. Oh my goodness. I think people would be very appreciative of such an idea in 2026. Wow, so inclusive. It's not enough for me to play this game. I have to tell everybody on the internet that I played it too so I can win their approval. I don't know what voice that was. Anyway, so there's supposed to be lava on this stage, but because of the order that we took the bosses, you don't get to see the lava. It would be doing all... Okay, there's a secret back there too. And if you can get with the helmet, it's very hard to get the timing though. Yes, if we had come here earlier, there would have been all this cool stuff with lava. The lava would have been pushing up through the stage and posing a great risk to us, but you don't get to see any of that. Why are we so lame, Yogi? Look at me just recanting all of the cool things that you don't get to see in my Let's Play. This is some quality stuff we're serving up here. So, did you guys ever hear that commonly quoted Mega Man fact? The trivia, if you will, where a Dr. Light of Mega Man fame, not Dr. Light from Teen Titans. Dr. Light was supposed to be based on, wait, no, which one's the bad guy? Shit. No, Dr. Wily was supposed to be based on Albert Einstein. Because the theory that goes, you know, Albert Einstein was instrumental in the development of the first nuclear bomb, and then, so yeah, that was used against Japan, and the creator of Mega Man lives in Japan, of course, so it's like, I'm gonna make him a villain. It's like, what? Quit being such a pussy little bitch, what? Just because he killed hundreds of thousands of people in your country, suddenly you don't like him? I mean, come on. Come on. What about nuclear energy? That was a positive outcome. I think Japan has benefited from nuclear energy greatly. There have been no drawbacks to the works of Albert Einstein on Japanese people whatsoever. Anyway, yeah, that's a common did-you-know gaming thing. Dr. Light was based on Thomas Edison, while Dr. Wily was based on Albert Einstein. And in my new indie game that I'm making, the villain is gonna be based on my dad because he didn't buy me an ice cream cone in 1994. Okay, boss time. I saw a funny comic once where a guy was gaming at work, and you're not supposed to do that, obviously. And his boss comes up behind him, and he's talking to the guy on the headset. And he goes, hang on a second, I just gotta beat this boss. And the joke is he doesn't mean the boss in the game, and then he turns around and he punches his real boss in the face, just pow! It's a lot funnier visually, obviously. We just completely butchered this one. They certainly give you a lot of extra horizontal space for this level, I must say. We're as wide as Boogie 2988 in this level. He has actually lost a lot of weight, I think. Well, not a lot of weight, but some. Speaking of which, Guru Larry's really slimmed down, I noticed. He doesn't even look like the same guy anymore. It's really weird. Like you hardly even recognize him. Okay, take 2, and action. Maybe. And action.
It's a little bit funky, but a little bit touchy. It's a little bit left because the now is clear.
There, not too bad. You guys like the Cool Z theme? When I first learned where the Cool Z theme was from, I was completely dumbstruck. I had heard it in memes before, but it's like, what the hell do you mean? It originated from Shenmue 2. That makes no sense at all. That's impossible. Like that lady from that, whatever that old people insurance commercial was. $9.95? Why, that's impossible. Yeah, my parents still have cable at their house, so whenever I visit, they just got commercials for various old people products, and it's always very strange. It's like, I was driving to my dentist and I hit the brakes too hard and my whole head fell off. But thanks to Life Alert, they were able to put it back on. Like, man, it gets kind of depressing to hear some of this stuff every time I come over. All senior citizens should have Life Alert. You know, back when I was on GameFAQs back in the day, and they had individual boards for all the different games, and the board for Smash Bros. Brawl was particularly crazy because we were all waiting for the game to come out. It was taking a very long time, and there was a long stretch where there was no updates or info or anything. So people just started saying really dumb stuff, just for entertainment purposes, and somebody was saying, Life Alert should be an item in Smash Bros. Brawl. And somebody responded with, all brawlers should have Life Alert. Those guys were funny. I missed the 2007-2008 GameFAQs board for Smash Bros. Brawl. So much creativity was put into that place. There's no equivalent to that on the modern internet. See how they're putting things in the middle of the stage you gotta jump over now? You can't just directly hit them. They're expecting you to trip over it like Dick Van Dyke trips over the Ottoman in the This Is the Lamest reference I possibly could have come up with. Although I did like the Family Guy parody where it's the intro, but Dick Van Dyke just gets into like crazier and crazier accidents over the course of the theme song. And I think by the end of it, like he sets himself on fire accidentally. Yeah. You look at all that old stuff that Family Guy parodied over the years, and it's like, do the kids even get this? Are the kids gonna laugh at jokes from the Mary parodies of the Mary Tyler Moore Show from 1950? Are they gonna laugh at all these musicals? Are there 14-year-old Rogers and Hammerstein fans out there? I don't think there are. I think Seth MacFarlane wrote a lot of those jokes for himself, honestly. But that's a good thing. You gotta write jokes for yourself, because that's where the best comedy originates. If they just tried to pander to your average Family Guy fan, I think, well, you'd have what the modern show is, basically.
Oh, damn!
Yes, indeedy. I still like those classic episodes, I gotta say. Damn it, Barney! You lied to me about the poop sack! They're just crickets. Anyway, yeah. So by the way, if I haven't acknowledged, this is Boomer Kawanger's stage. What is a Kawanger, you may ask? And it's like a type of Japanese beetle, I think. There are other instances in Japanese media of Kuwang being used as the prefix for beetle-themed characters. There was Kuwagamon in Digimon, and it was like a big beetle. There's a heart, we gotta come back and get that later. We're gonna have to have a whole episode of just going back to previous levels and trying to grab stuff. But yeah, there was Kuwagamon, that's spelled K-U-W-A-G-mon, not like Kuwagamon. Nah, that would be really funny though. It's like that other thing how Ganondorf's real full name is Ganondorf Dragmire. And the internet jokes, it's Ganondorf Quagmire. Anyway, yeah, Boomer Kawanger. He's like a beetle. You can go back to about 8 minutes into the episode, and yeah, doesn't he look like a beetle? That's definitely a beetle if I've ever seen one. There's just a weird obsession with beetles in Japanese kids-related media. There's also a number of beetle-themed Pokemon, I think. Believe it or not, I think Pinsir from Gen 1 is supposed to be a beetle. Like, not when it's standing up, but like if you were to lay it on its front and like so that the pincers were facing forward on the ground, it's like, okay, yeah, I can see it now. I can see what they were going for. I believe this guy's weak to the rockets, but we just gotta do a test run to learn the attack pattern first. Because obviously we're not gonna get him with just 3 pegs of health. Let's get Kuwanged, everybody. Well, okay, did you learn the attack pattern? That was a nice educational first run. Well, whoops, I left the Mr. menu in. Whoopsie doodles, I thought I cut that out. The illusion is ruined. My God, the movie magic has been thrown in the trash. We're not using an actual SNES. Oh, good heavens. So, yeah. So he tries to flip you just like an actual beetle would. That's happened to me a few times. Have you ever been flipped over by a beetle picking you up by its horns? And there you have it, folks. So, like I said, next episode we're gonna have to have, like, lots of backtracking to pick up all the extra shit, so, that'll be something.